Hello again, it's the 11th of September. I was doing a video on the UK and about the newspapers and the governments, and then I decided to look into a few other countries, but then the video was getting really long. So I've actually decided to cut it. It didn't work very well, so it may end abruptly. I just thought it would be better for me to do this on a separate video. Makes it easier to load up when I haven't got so many big files. So the cards have gone everywhere. Okay, so basically the first video was obviously what's happening in the UK, but my belief is it's happening all over the world. I am actually seeing it on YouTube as well. Everybody seems to be rising up in different countries, so especially Australia, Belgium I heard, Ireland I've seen. Now I'm going to ask about two other countries purely because there are people that may say, oh, I'm from Canada, I'm from the Netherlands, and I want to include them. I don't know what's happening in their countries directly, if it's the same, but I'm going to ask, and the reason is it will kind of prove that throughout, the world in a way, wherever you are, this is kind of happening for all of us in different ways. But I believe it's kind of, because otherwise why would it all be happening at the same time? So I believe this is a narrative that, this is building for a reason. I believe it's linked to Nasara Jasara, financial incentives in the future, whether it will ever be called that, I don't know. I believe it's to bring in big changes, and I believe it's been done as an agenda, because I believe when you poke the bear, I believe that's what's happening, because otherwise, why would, if you're going to poke the bear, the citizens are going to get a bit cross. Let's be honest. They don't have to print all these stories to poke the bear more, in a way. So I believe it's being done on purpose. I believe it's to bring in temperance, which is healing, universal healing at the right time. That's what I believe, and peace and serenity, which was what we all want. So, I'm going to quickly ask that. Is there an agenda across the world in order to bring peace and harmony to this situation across the world that has been brought upon everyone, every country? This could be governmental, you see, okay? And this is about boundaries. So, has it been to do with government boundaries? Could be borders, actually, with that card. Okay, is this an agenda? It was a narrative, for sure. It was a narrative. And I do think with that, you couldn't see the narrative. You couldn't see the bigger picture. It could be something they planned for a long time. I think they saw things from a different perspective. Okay, I think they had a different perspective on the world with the hangman, because he has a glow around his head. You turn him upside down, shake it all upside down, and it'll bring a different perspective. And I think it's taken a long time, but I think that was the idea. It was like he's got a glow around his head. It's like a light bulb moment, an idea. And this was some kind of story or information. It could be very old information, so it could be like a plan. So it's the idea. The idea. So it's about getting the word out, and also it's a very curious kind of situation. Curious about, enlightenment. If we shake this up, how would things look? And this feels like it's a narrative, okay? So stuck in the narrative of the first steps of a situation, or could be, coming together. See, it's strange because now with the moon, it turns into kind of like gossip behind the scenes. Or now, look, this lobster is vulnerable, but he's coming out onto the land from the water. So crossing water onto land, doesn't know how it's going to turn out. It doesn't feel like it was it feels like it was a narrative that wasn't necessarily going to be positive for everyone. I'm sure I can say that in fairness, because this can be sort of gossip, hearsay. I feel like they wanted to shake everything upside down. Literally turn everything upside down. I think they had plans. This is uncomfortable. I think they had plans that would make us feel uncomfortable. Could be like an illusion and a mystery. So they had a mysterious plan, a narrative they wanted. I don't really know why you would want something like that. Maybe this is about things being difficult and they knew that it could get difficult. So I don't know if it's part of the Agenda 2030, okay? Kind of just making everything difficult and turning everything on its head. That's what I kind of think it was to do with. And to be honest with you, this was a big plan, a big story in a way, because they knew this. It's interesting, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to watch the cat as I do the video, because he doesn't have a comb all day anymore, but he can't overwash his wound because then it starts up again, and that's why I've been in this situation for so long. Okay, I'm going to just cover it as I talk. So basically, yeah, it's interesting because this was obviously, could have been a meeting they had with the Page of Swords. They started this communication. And what's fascinating to me is they're all major cards. So this was a big plan that had been going on for an awful long time, and they knew it would be very impactful to the world. So I just think it's shaking everything up, changing everything changing it to the opposite, not just about immigration, about everything. I think this is just shaking our world upside down the way they wanted it to be. And the Hermit now is fascinating because now I feel like we're gaining the knowledge of that. But I do think this was the path they wanted us on, okay, with the Hermit. So this is the path they wanted us on. But now I feel we're being enlightened with this, you see. Okay. I think, okay, it's interesting, another major card. I think that even though this was their quest, their vision quest, I think they did plan to displace everyone. This is displacement, okay? And move everyone around, make big changes, okay? But I also wonder now if the white hats, I have to say it, got knowledge of this and have the military have come in and pushed their plans out of the way. Now, as I was sitting here talking, I ended up not watching properly, and he washed his wound too many times. This is the problem trying to do a video like this. Maybe next week I'll have my table back. Yeah. They wanted to shake everything up and put it in a completely different direction. Change the focus and shake it all up. That's what they wanted to do. But I find what's more fascinating to me is the fact that you can see the journey they were putting us on, a completely different path. Okay, and they were also maybe making us very vulnerable to whatever mysteries and illusions they were going to put on us. And I also think the focus may have changed now. So it's interesting to see that's what the narrative was. Oh, I've just dropped a few cards. Okay, so was the plan to displace everyone? Detoxification. Okay, yes. It wasn't for your highest good. But now you can release them and detoxify. Yay! 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 Oh, yay! All you hear me say is, oh, yay! Yay! Look, sound healing and good fortune! Yippee! Sorry, I said that really loud. You can pause on those if you can. Yay! I want to scream, but I better not. I'll alert the cat. But wow, how exciting. When I look at my cards, I'm like, yeah, I get so buoyed up. It's amazing. Like, come on, bring it on. Because we know in our heart of hearts, we know this is going to change. Or it already is changing. And these cards have just flown out. There was a strategy. It was based on the past. There was a plan. There was a plan. However, I think the plan was thwarted. Okay? Sorry, he's trying to wash. I've got to hold him at the same time. Okay. I think help came along. Help came along. They think they tried to get away with it. They definitely tried to get away with it. Look, the military are coming in the background. They tried to get away with it. They tried to change the narrative. They tried to change everything. And now this could be the last battle. This is only a 5. I feel like they're going to admit defeat at some point. That the narrative hasn't worked. The plan didn't work. Or it's not working. It's like it's been... but it did begin. It definitely started. I do think they started it in a small way, and that's just flipped. That's what's coming. That will be the end of it, I believe. Judgment Day. That'll be the end of it all, which is amazing. So there will be a crescendo moment at some point. Yeah, there will be that moment. There will be that moment. It's coming, all right. And I think that'll be the beginning of the end. There you go. That'll be the beginning of the end. And I just had a celebration fall out. Positive. Yeah. Okay, right. Okay, I hope this is going to not be out of time now because my alarm went off. It's so difficult to try and do videos sometimes. Okay, so now I'm going to very quickly pull one card for each country because I know things are happening in other countries. I know it's probably all going to be the same, but maybe UK is first. Maybe it's... Whoops, all these cards fell out. Maybe after the UK, perhaps the UK is first. I don't know what country's first, but I do think at some point it will be a domino effect. I'm going to ask that. Will there be a domino effect if one country has like a rising up? Trust. Yeah. Okay, so one card for each country. Australia. I know it's happening there. I've seen the videos. Australia, what's the future of... I didn't even get to say it, did I? You might be having more trouble, and that's why. Mind you, we're also having trouble. Okay? This is about power. To your liberty, okay? To your freedoms. I was only going to pull one card, but I've actually got 3. Because I can't really leave it like that for you. Oh, it will end. Don't you worry. Major cards for Australia around your freedoms as well, which is quite incredible. Okay, so no wonder you're having a bit of difficulty. This is about power, overuse of power, okay, to your freedoms. But that will wrap itself up at some point. Because you have those cards, I'm just going to pull one of these. I'll pull one of these. Australia, future of immigration will all be well. Longevity, plan and take the dedicated path. Longevity. Plan for, take the dedicated. So, is that the long haul? I better pull another card. I can't leave you like that. Australia. But the world is a completion, celebration. This path could lead to, same as the rest of us. Maybe it's an announcement where they will tell you what happens next, which I think I know. Australia, future of immigration. Relationship. Obstacles and blockages, negativity, existent relationships. So it could be a power relationship. Stabilizes ongoing relationships. Relationships. Inner truth. Spirituality and silence. I think it will go quiet and healing. It will go quiet at some point. You're just going to have to trust that. Okay, that's kind of what I've got. Right, so you did have a world, and that's an amazing card, so don't worry. And I don't know if this is about the next country. I was about to start on the Netherlands, but basically you're 80% building up to a result in a way. Okay, so a good result in a way, hopefully. Well, I should say it may not be good straight away. You have to kind of understand that. Like, I do think there'll be conflicts before resolution, and I think that's with all of the places. Okay. Longevity. I wonder if they had a long-term plan that, like, these militaries come in for this one. And I wonder if they had a long-term plan for the people. And anyway, that's kind of the gist of what I'm getting for everywhere. Now, Netherlands. Right, let me do a little shuffle. The Netherlands. What's going on in the Netherlands? I don't know if there's any issues there anyway, but I'm just going to ask because I want to include some of the countries. Netherlands, immigration, the future. Okay. That's a fighting spirit card, but it also could be like an argument, but it's like, could be quick and over quickly. Netherlands, going for this one. 1, 2. He defends his position. No, why was that one upside? They're all upside down. Okay. Good foundation in the future. This could be your structure as well. Okay. So working together to create a better foundation and standing their ground. Okay. Defending their position. This is coming in strength. So I don't know if you've also got marches going on in the Netherlands. I think Australia's in thick of it though, compared to the Netherlands by the looks of things. Awareness, so it's the same kind of thing. Wake up, roll the clouds away, and look. The future. I'll put a crystal card. I won't put all the cards for every country because I'll be here all day. Especially as it's quite straightforward. Okay, Netherlands, future of immigration. Two cards. What do you have? Ooh, independence. You know, I asked the other day a question about my cat because I wanted him to go out and I got independence, cat's eye. I've never had that card before, but it's quite funny. From a cat's point of view. Tolerance. Interesting. I think it's just like replicated everywhere. So, was that the Netherlands? Yeah, I hope so. Because now it's Canada. Canada. What's going on in Canada? Canada and immigration for the future. Is there confusion over there? Wow, it's all falling out. The truth comes out. Oh, he's not very happy. That's a battle. That's arguments, tempers frayed. Probably looks like everything's happening in every. Strange how all the countries are replicated, I should say. Oh, you're going to have a judgment kind of day as well, and then I don't know about this, everyone. I mean, you've got 3 major cards for Canada. And Judgment Day is coming as well for Canada. So you're going to have the same kind of situation as we've had. If not, this could be something to do with your I've heard about President Trump saying about Canada, but I don't know. Why have I got St. George's flag? Anyway, maybe it's just not relevant and I'm just reading too much into it. You're gaining knowledge, okay? And there's going to be a stand-up moment. And this could be like military then step in. That's what it looks like. Or there's going to be moving changes. Okay. Have I pulled one of these for Canada? Gosh, I've got Canada. Trust. Wonderful. Love. Woohoo! You can read it. Sorry, I don't have time. I have 2 more to do. Belgium. I've heard Belgium are having problems. Belgium, yes. Could be the structure. Belgium. Hard, could be difficult to manage, could be lessons being learnt, could be too much control. I don't really know. This is patience. It's building. That's what it feels like. Belgium. Oh, I have 3 cards. I might have to go with them because that's what I've got. So this is also the same thing, yet again. Knowledge and wisdom are the path that you're on. There might be drama going on with Belgium as well. A lot of drama with this card. Okay, and this is about trust. The right time looks like there's a change, okay? Could be a change, a new journey. Belgium. I have 1 card. Ooh, there's big decisions. Look at all these countries, how they're all coming up with the same kind of answers. Decisions, new journey, communication. Okay? So that was for Belgium. There'll be communication. Probably the trumpet yet again. Last one. Ireland. I know it's happening in Ireland. I've seen the videos. Immigration for Ireland. What's the future? That's all bubbling to the surface already. That's really difficult. People are at their wits' end. How does that end for the country? What's the future? 1, 2. I've done this really quickly because I kind of had to. Okay. Enlightenment. You're going to see the clouds are literally going to clear. The mist will clear and you're going to see it. But you have to be patient to get there. Okay. This is about waiting. Things are being planned. This could be moving, okay, and seeing things from a different perspective. So, suspension. That could be like literally things just stopping, suspended, stopping. This is a moving card or military, and it's a major card. So, that's Ireland. Got 1 card here. Ireland, what do you have? Ooh, psychic abilities. Now, let me read it. Communication. Messages you receive. Messages, it could be intuitive, intuitively. I'm going to pull another one. It actually says intuitive. And it says trust. Ireland. I don't even get to say the question. Purification. There you go. Right. I think I've done it all. I'll just pull 1 more of these for Ireland. Ireland. Focus. There you go. Clear direction. Everything's bubbling. You can see it, can't you? And everything's going in the same direction. There are some countries worse than other countries, and I definitely think Australia's got it bad, but then so have we. So I wonder why that is. Oh, that's why. Have a lovely day. Thanks for watching my reading. Do take care. Bye now.